Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this week's beer review. I am the Mighty Plantain, and we are looking at something a little different this week. This is from Victory Brewing. This is part of their Blackboard series, apparently the first release in the Blackboard series. This is their agave IPA with grapefruit. So it is an IPA with agave and grapefruit added. Agave syrup, I guess, is the way to go with that. This beer could go one of two ways for me. I have had one beer that featured an agave component before, and I was not that impressed by it. But I've never been disappointed by a beer that I've had from Victory. They put out some really solid products. Storm King, Golden Monkey, those are the two that leaped to the top of my mind. Those were very, very enjoyable beers. So I'm anticipating something great from them this time, and I'm thinking that the agave in the one beer that I didn't enjoy was probably just more related to that brewery's methods than anything else. So let's go ahead and get this one checked out. Get this opened up and poured out. Make sure you hit me up down below with a like and a share, and if you like what you're seeing, subscribe to these videos. Somebody's got to be enjoying these videos without subscribing, because 95% of my views actually come from non-subscribers. So thank you to those loyal fans who are bringing up my 5% of views, but to the rest of you who are just watching and not subscribing, hey, click on subscribe. Apparently you like them, and it's not going to cost you anything but a second of your time. Unless, of course, you've got carpal tunnel, in which case I understand. I get a little touch of the carpal tunnel myself from time to time. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, all inappropriate joking aside, please subscribe. Click on one of those ads once in a while. Maybe I can invest some money in some equipment, get rid of this whoop, 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 whoop helicopter sound you're getting from the only piece of decent lighting in this apartment. All that aside, let's get into this beer, because you're probably tired of hearing me talk. It's a very interesting aroma. Definitely picking up on some sweet and citrus, probably the grapefruit coming through, which is very interesting. I always wipe the glass from time. You'll see in the videos, because what happens is the beer is colder than the glass. No, I don't frost my glass ahead of time. I leave it at room temp, so I get that little tiny bit of sweat that clouds the glass, and that prevents me from seeing what the beer really looks like. It's actually fairly clear, quite yellow. There might be a bit of a slight pinkish tinge up where the beer gets thicker in the bowl of the glass. Mildly effervescent. There's a lot of bubbles coming up, but not, it's kind of a steady stream, but not enough to really build a big head on it. I didn't pour a great head to begin with. It still remains a challenge for me. So all in all, looks like a very light beer. And really just sweet and citrusy notes. Probably knowing that there's grapefruit in there is influencing what I'm smelling, but I am really picking up on grapefruit. Almost like, I don't know if anybody likes those little jellied fruit slices you find in a lot of the old style candy stores, the grapefruit version of that. It's like sticking your nose into a small baggie of those. It's not really intense, but it's a similar type of sweet grapefruity aroma. Very hoppy up front. I mean, the citrusy hops are kind of masking whatever grapefruit is in there. Yeah, because the initial swallow was just a general hoppy bitterness with actually some strong earthy notes and a little bit of floral maybe that fades to a very strong, I shouldn't say fade, those notes give way to a very strong citrus flavor. Bit of sweetness in the taste. And the grapefruit's definitely there. It's really in the aftertaste. You really get that essence of grapefruit. This would be a really solid, well-rounded IPA with earthy and citrusy notes up front on its own. But with that little bit of grapefruit in there, it really adds an extra flavor to it. I'm putting this at a solid 3.5 out of 5. I'm not quite ready to bump it up to a 4 because there's no huge flavor that's jumping out at me or anything that's really making this distinct or different from another fruited IPA. But again, remember, a 2.5 on that 1 to 5 scale is average, so 3.5 puts this at above average. So I'm just not quite ready to bump it up to a 4, but it is a very good beer, and you should check it out yourself. Especially if you're a fan of IPAs or fruited beers or a combination of the two. I'm going to put a little user poll up here up above. Make sure to click on that link when it pops up and rate this beer yourself 1 to 5. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it. If you got anything more specific than a quick 1 to 5 rating, hit me up down in the comments or the email link down below. Love to hear from you. Until next time, folks. Cheers.